Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to the show, and we begin with an observation. This is a Bmw S1000 XR. It's kinda like an adventure bike, except that it can't go off-road.
So what we effectively have here is like, you've seen those people driving around in their fancy sort of X5 ML, whatchamacallits, with low profile tires. So all the big off-road kind of style of everything, but low profile tires, and you just look to yourself and you think that thing's not going off-road anywhere. That's all about the looks. It's kind of what we have here. So we're definitely not doing any off-road, that's for sure. So we stick to on-road.
And so the GS is the best-selling motorcycle because it does everything well, including off-road. But what if you want all the benefits of a GS, but you don't want to go off-road? Well, you could just buy a GS and then just stick to the tar. But perhaps this is a better solution.
Now immediately we're a lot higher than your sort of average kind of sports tourer, and that's rather nice, if I'm honest. Yeah, your legs have a lot of room, your arms have a lot of room, it just everywhere has room. And while it's a little bit of a pain to kind of get on the bike, well, a little bit more of a pain than smaller bikes, it's once you're on it, you're ridiculously comfortable. This sort of ergonomical triangle is perfect, and you're looking above, above the traffic, so you're kind of looking over more of a kind of a bird's eye view. That's pretty cool.
So there's the height and roominess of a GS, but if you look closely, those are 17-inch road wheels. The suspension is also your traditional upside-down forks with a single shock, and a much shorter 137mm of travel. That's all lousy for off-road, but for on-road, it could just be perfect.
You would think this thing doesn't turn. Now it is tall, that does make a difference, obviously. But it still turns. I mean, the thing brakes, it turns, it does all of that, and it feels pretty damn good. I mean, you're not going to break a lap record of a superbike, certainly not. But you can put in some good innings. You could do some good laps. You can, you get a bit used to this thing, and it does. It'll hook it through corners like just about anything. It's good fun. Look at that turn in. It's rather light, actually. See there, Mr. Pothole. Because I'm high, I could see the pothole early. Into the next corner. Yeehaw. It really does tip in. I suppose that's higher center of gravity. The tip in is pretty good, gets a little bit wallowy when you try and kind of lean really hard. But no one really leans that hard on these things, so yeah. So this motor is a 4-cylinder, and that's a 4-cylinder sort of screamer. And that's kind of a swear word nowadays. Because you're supposed to be, cross-plane or triple or V or twin, all of that. This is just 4-cylinder screamer, and well, watch what happens when you open the throttle. It goes forward very quickly.
Indeed, the motor is derived from the S1000 RR Superbike, except retuned to make it a little less suicidal and maybe a bit more family friendly. Not that it's a slouch though, it still churns out a bowel emptying 170 horsepower. So if you want to be a speedy racer, you are very much welcome to. However, if you want to chill, you could do that too.
Yeah, so it doesn't quite turn on the torque like a V-twin or a triple. No, it's not quite there, obviously. I mean, it's a little bit of a wind-up before it, starts singing properly. But it's really not bad. I mean, you open the throttle, it definitely, stuff happens. And what it also is luxurious. And I mean, I've said this before, it's the thing about a 4-cylinder motor is that it's very comfortable. It's very smooth. It'll let you know when it wants to be known, or more importantly, it'll make you aware of this motor when you want to be aware. So, when I hook down 2 gears and open the throttle, there we go, lots of motor. But when I'm cruising here and I go to 6th gear and I do, you know, chilled out, you don't notice it. It's just this little, it sort of disappears, you know? There's a very slight vibration through the bars, but really, you've got to be very picky to complain about that. Other than that, the motor disappears. So when you're in sort of cruise mode, and you're just cruising along, the motor completely disappears. You don't feel it, you don't hear it, you don't notice it, it goes away. And then when you want to go fast, you open the throttle or change down and do whatever. By the way, this quick shift is magnificent. Truly is magnificent. There we go, down, no clutch, down to 2nd, and open. Up to 5th again, like nothing. It works magnificently. I don't know why. Here's the thing, BMW 4-cylinder quick shifters are magnificent. BMW twin quick shifters are generally pretty awful. I don't know why that is, it just is. The twins are all clunky and out of shape. The 4-cylinders are like warm syrup. Wonderful.
And while you're syruping along, the rest of the bike will serve you at your leisure.
As far as comfort goes, well, check it out. You can, okay, the screen is adjustable, but it's like adjustable manually like this. You do, there we go. Sorry, had to figure that out for a minute. And there it goes down. You want it to go up, you pull a lever, and there it goes up. Now here I'm riding with my eyes, with my visor open. I can just feel a little bit of a breeziness around here. Taller people might get a bit knocked in the wind, but apart from that, it's fine. The seat takes getting some used to. It's got a very sort of cup kind of shape, so you kind of sit right in the seat, and it like sort of encapsulates you, and that takes some getting used to. But I've now been riding this bike the whole day. I don't even notice it anymore, to be honest. The only time where that's a problem is if you want to go all real Mark Marquez and hang off the side of the bike. It's a little bit of a kind of, you have to pick yourself up out of the seat. You can't just slip off the side of the seat like that. But how often are you going to go full Mark Marquez versus how often are you going to sit in comfort? It's true. And it's got everything you want from a BMW. It's got connectivity to your phone, play music, navigation. It's got heated grips on this specific model, keyless ignition, electronic suspension. Absolutely everything is on here. What I do like about it is you've got different screens. So there's sort of the standard screen over there, that's it, you know, simple, rev counter, gear indicator, and a speedo. But if you want to, you could go down to here, and there it shows you a whole lot of cool goodies about what's going on with the bike, and it's just more entertaining. However, on this exact bike, you can go across to sport, go down to there, oh look at that. This has got a DTC, I don't know what it does, I haven't been able to set it off. I think that's when you accelerate hard and your back starts spinning. And that's braking, so if I brake really hard, it'll come up on that meter there. Wait. Little bit, almost. Only two. Should I got more than 2? No way, it's unfair, I want a rematch. But it does, like there, it shows you the, there you got your maximum leans. I mean, that's not me, obviously, that was an old granny riding it. I mean, when I pull out of the driveway, I do more than that, obviously, you know. But yeah, I do like this whole kind of setup, this sort of, whoop. And one more other thing, the hill hold start keeps turning on, and then you keep stalling the bike. It's something I'm just not used to, but I will get used to it eventually.
This specific XR was loaned to us by the good people at BMW East Rand, and at a price starting at 336,000 Rand, it's a chunk cheaper than a GS.
So this motorcycle cannot go off-road. So a lot of you are going to say, well, I will rather just buy a GS, you can go off-road. True. Yeah, I'm with you completely. If you have any sort of off-road ambitions in your near future, buy a GS. If you don't want to go off-road at any stage, you're not interested in off-road, and a lot of people will still just, well, I'm going to buy a GS, you know, it's still comfortable, don't buy a GS, buy this. I'm telling you that now, buy this is better. It just is. If you never want to go off-road, this is smoother, faster, more comfortable, handles better, feels better. It does everything better on road than a GS. Everything better than a GS on the road. Obviously don't go off-road, but when you're on tar road, this does everything better. Fancy that.